Thank you, Ollie Bodadar. Good morning. Train services across Wales will run on a special timetable from this evening ahead of the biggest walkout on the railways in Britain for 30 years. Transport for Wales isn't in dispute over pay and conditions with the unions, but there will be knock-on effects as staff walkouts at Network Rail. Just a handful of lines will be running in Wales tomorrow, Thursday and Saturday. More from the BBC's business correspondent, Esel Carr.
Despite a weekend of talks, some train services will start winding up tonight ahead of the first of 3 days of industrial action. Thousands of workers represented by the RMT union are striking over job cuts, pay and working conditions. It'll mean around 1 in 5 trains running on strike days, as well as reduced services on the days in between. Talks between the union and Network Rail have so far failed to find a resolution, with the RMT and the Labour Party calling on the government to step in. The Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps, has described the request as a stunt and insisted he won't intervene.
Well, the union that represents rail workers, the RMT, says it's prepared to keep strike action going for 6 months or more until a settlement is reached. Stephen Kelly from the union told BBC Radio Wales Breakfast they're trying to get a fair deal for members.
We're all clear that we remain determined to protect our members' interests. This is an existential threat in our opinion, to our members. Terms and conditions of employment and pay. If the government and the employees do not come forward and give the assurance we're looking for, there could be further action called throughout the summer.
Well, the strikes are likely to cause disruption all week. This is what people in Wrexham had to say about the strikes.
I understand, I sympathise, but it is also frustrating.
It's the people who have got a long way to go to work, I feel for. You know, it's going to be a nightmare for them.
If they want more money, they should get more money.
We wouldn't go on strike because we can't afford to go on strike. They can afford to go on strike.
Monday morning's BBC News. ScotRail is advising people not to travel by train tomorrow unless it's absolutely necessary, as the first of 3 days of strike action is set to begin. The train operator has been forced to cancel most of its services tomorrow, Thursday and Saturday due to UK-wide industrial action by members of the RMT union in a dispute about pay and conditions. Richard Forbes reports.
ScotRail says 90% of its train services will be cancelled during the 3 days of action by the RMT. The newly nationalised company said it could only operate a limited service on 5 routes in the Central Belt, leaving most of Scotland with no train services. The dispute doesn't involve ScotRail staff, but it can't run trains without Network Rail workers who operate signal boxes and maintain the track. The train operator is advising people to plan ahead and only travel if necessary. It's also warned of disruption for customers travelling to big music events this week, such as the Eagles at Murrayfield, the Colourbox Festival at Bellahouston Park and Liam Gallagher at Hampden.